Hello YouTube. Today we're going to go over how to chart your levels in the morning because I don't get up at 9:20 and say, oh, we have 10 minutes till the market opens. Let's see what the market's doing. I get up much earlier and I plot my levels because you need to be prepared. If you're not prepared in the morning, the market's not going to wait for you. You need to get up early enough. You need to plot these levels to know if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. If that happens, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's be prepared together and I'll show you exactly what it is that I do. So here we are. Let's look at SPY this morning. We're going to be looking at SPY and we're going to look at what did it do the day before. Okay, because to me, this has not happened yet. I can just see what has happened before. So what I'm interested in, and this is my 600 level band, I call it, because it's a supply zone into trying to break into that 600, and you can notice that we have been using this as a resistance the last couple days. So I don't know, like this day hasn't happened yet, so it's possible, this is what I was thinking, that we can hit this and reject. But I have to know if that continues, will it stop at 600 on the penny? I doubt it, right? So I'm going to look back to see what are levels that it could possibly go into if that 600 level breaks. So I'm going to come back here, and I plotted this already for you, this light blue level, and I want to show you why I plotted it. You can see how the light blue served as a resistance. This is a little bit before, like a little, didn't hit it, but here we hit it there, there, and there, right? So we had trouble getting through it, and then eventually we got through it, and you'll notice that it broke through, it dances with the level, it hit it again as resistance, resistance, and then again, it dances with the level, support, resistance, resistance, support, support. Doesn't have to be to the penny, but you see how it's support, and then all of a sudden it breaks, and you can even see how it comes in and hits the wick, right? So the wick is hitting it like, can I get through? I don't know. It doesn't. It's rejected. This light blue little line is powerful. So I have that as going to be the next level if we break that 600 that it could possibly go. And you notice it's not even that far up. It's like 680 around there. Let's see. Let's see if I can tell. This is all ballpark. So 677. You know what? And I like round numbers. So I'm going to say 600.80. So we'll put that as a possible level. Now we're going to go back here and we're going to look at the previous day. What happened the previous day? Let's look at support levels, because if we drop in the morning, like we dropped here, where could it drop down to and then bounce? We want to know that. So first we look for consolidations. This level here looks like it was a consolidating level. We're going to put that up. Here was another consolidating level. Right? So here, right, is another one. We could even put this one. There was a lot of action on the day before. There. And then we have this support from the previous day. We're going to look also what was the high. So that's going to be a level just to see, can we break? We have that there. We could even put this wick. I like the wick levels because it usually comes to it and rejects. So we'll see what that does. Okay. Also, what I'm doing in the morning is I'm looking at the futures. What did it do? And it looks like we did have, we had news in the morning that created this candle. The one thing about news in the morning is that if we move, that is the move, right? How much more does it have in the morning? If this opened at 9:30, yes, we have room. But this happened at 8:30, and for us, when we open, right here we are 9:30, it has a little bit left, as you can see after what happened. But I'm not going to be sitting here thinking I have this whole huge move, because it's probably not going to give it to me because it gave me so much already. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. And then I'm also looking at, and this, I'm going to do another video on this after, but I'm looking to see where did the market close yesterday and where did we open. That creates a gap. When that creates a gap, usually we'll come back to fill the gap, hit that level, and then bounce, because the market is very efficient. It doesn't like to leave any place that it hasn't covered during the market hours open. It'll come back to revisit it and then take off. But today, it didn't happen on Friday, I should say. But you can notice how here it did play with those levels. Again, I'll do this another day on how to play this. But you can notice that there we hit that level. So if we opened at 9:30, you can notice that we came to that level, even went through it, and then bounced. And it pretty much played with that half gap level. And then it broke through it. And then we bounced back up. And you can see why we bounced, because it was a previous day support. So all these supports are very important, but the main ones you don't want to chart everything, because then it becomes a whole bunch of lines that we don't even know what we're looking at. Another thing that I'm looking at is the VIX. VIX is very, it's a creature of habit. I've had these levels charted for about 2 years, and it keeps going to the same levels. So what I see, what happened in the morning, and the VIX is opposite. So when the VIX is red, the market is going up green. When it's going green, the market's coming down. I noticed this news candle dropped us, right? And it kept going. So when the market opened, we have a red candle. And it tried to push up, and it has a red candle up until around 9:42-ish, right? But I'm watching all this. I actually played SPY to the upside. Why did I do that? Because I see that we had this flagpole. This is the flag. We broke out. Boom. Here's another kind of a little flag. Can it break out? I noticed that the 9 is right here. Can it open? So we have a ding, ding, ding. It's 9:30. Can this move up? It's holding the 9. I hopped in. Oh, and look at where we went to. Interesting, right? Here is the little wick that we had. So that level, when I see this strong green engulfing candle go into it, I know that we're going to break through, right? What else am I looking at? I'm looking at volume. Huge candles, right? So we're pushing through. I'm also looking at my directional momentum indicator, the DMI, and I notice the green is pushing. It's pushing, pushing, pushing up until this point. Look at how it turns now. It turns, and you can see the wick. I got out at this, I gave it 1/2 candle here, and I noticed that we're going down. So I got out of that position. I think that one netted me about $1,500, which was great. And then I took puts. Why did I take puts? Let's go back to the VIX. What happened? Remember I said that green is red for the market? Here we are, 9:42. This thing starts taking off. Let's look here. Does it line up? 9:42? Yep. 9:42, 9:50, 9:45. This starts coming back down. So I played it from up here, this candle, down to that one. But I will say that it took a bit as I'm playing. I played the 2 minutes. So as this was playing, it was a bit of a wait and see. Because from when I got in, let's say 9:50, I don't know exactly, I have to go back and look, until we hit this level here, that's 10:30. Sitting through that, it can be tough, right? Because you're thinking, oh, here's the 9, it could bounce. Here's the 21, we could bounce. Here's VWAP, we could bounce. But I said, as long as it doesn't break this level, it keeps going, right? Here, we wicked above it. These 2 little candles, they kind of scare me. But it was a wick. I always wait to see what is the next candle, because these candles were big, right? They were right here, but it's a 2-minute candle. If I'm wrong, I'll be 2-minute wrong, not 5 minutes wrong. So this, I let it finish, and it came back down. I said, all right, let me wait. Okay, this looks better. And as soon as this dropped, I took my money, and that was it, because I sat through that trade for 30 minutes. So I was done with that one. Yes, we did consolidate here and then continue further, but when you're playing options, unless you're playing the next day for SPY, theta is going to get you. So it's like a yes, you're going to be making money as it drops, but at the same time is going to be taking your money with theta. So therefore, you have to make your play and be quick about it if you're playing the same day. So here we are, and I had that level charted. Interesting, right? How did that work out? Let's see, where was that level from? Let's go back. Oh, look at that. Where was that level from? That was the high of the previous day. Isn't it pretty when it all works out? I think it's amazing. When it's all charted for you, you know what to expect. If this happens and that, if that doesn't happen, then I'm going to do this. There we go. We didn't drop as far right here. I was prepared to play, have it come down here, hit support and play it back up. But no, that's not what happened. So I took the calls into that resistance and played it back down. And that was that. I didn't sit here and play the whole day of this, because what happens is you may have two great plays in the morning and then you may get a little cocky, you get tired, right? It's just not healthy to sit here all day to play all day with this. You get one or two good plays. I made $2,000. I was done. And look, what time was I done at? 10:30. I mean, I don't know how much you make in your day job, but if you can be done by 10:30, I'll take it any day. But it's all comes down to being prepared. I'm up at 7 in the morning and I make sure that I have my levels prepared and set. Again, I don't get up at 9:10, 9:15, 9:20 and say, oh, let me see. There's just not enough time. So this is what I do. If you have any questions, please let me know. And I'll be working on more videos for you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.